it's Ducky and today is another video about the Daily Doodle Diary. Today is a well overdue update on the Daily Doodle Diary. It has hit the 6-month mark and I have a lot of empty pages. I've had some difficult things happen. I lost my nan who I lived with and I've been dealing with the aftermath of that. Lots of grief, lots of organising and sorting and getting rid of. So I have given myself a lot of grace with this, and I'm not upset with myself about this because I knew going into a year-long challenge that I would have to have grace for myself. You don't know what's going to happen in a year. A year is a long time to be doing a challenge. So much can change in a year. I mean, so much can change in a day, let alone a year. So I am still doing it. Have I failed? If you're saying that I had to do it every single day and otherwise it's a fail, then yeah, I have. But I've done a pretty good job at it. But first things first, I was partway through my March update when everything happened. So I have filmed a couple clips during March that I will put into the video in a second. So then we can do a 6 months flip through of this book. And you will see the first couple months of the year were really quite good. And then you will see how many pages I've missed, how many I went back to on days that I hadn't done and filled them in. Yeah, so I guess that's it. Let's get into it. So I did March 1st and March 2nd on the same day because we had a really late night on the 1st with the quiz night. We won this wooden spoon with wood burning on it for coming last. It's called the Golden Duck Spoon because, well, it was at a cricket club and a golden duck is a cricket term. I can't remember exactly what it means. The Sunday we didn't really do anything other than go to the gym, so I just drew a random assortment of gym paraphernalia. Hi. So today is Thursday the 13th and I have not been keeping up with my Daily Doodle Diary. I have 4 days to catch up on, and basically the reason is my mental health has been absolutely down the drain. I just saw what the Labour government are proposing in terms of getting disabled people off of benefits. And it is just eugenics. It's just forcing people who are unable to work into work, and if they can't do that then fuck them basically, and getting rid of their benefits. So I am really stressed about that. I don't want to be on benefits, of course I don't. I would love to be able to work. You know, I've tried office work. You know, office work was what I was doing already. I've tried working from home and I'm too unreliable with my health. You know, there are days when I cannot pick up the phone. There are days when I cannot look at a computer screen because I have a migraine. I become too ill and too unreliable and I have to be let go or make the decision to leave. That being said, I am working really hard to try and create a business, and me and my partner are both really working on it because currently he's on a good salary for his age and yet he can't get a mortgage himself, and if I moved in with him I would lose all my benefits regardless of what Labour have planned. So I really need to find a way to make money in a way that isn't detrimental to my health. So me and my partner are looking into possibly starting an apparel company, and then me also selling my art as a separate business, and obviously my art being on the apparel for the apparel business. So I've just been working away at making some designs, and I just hope something comes to fruition and I'm able to make money and hopefully my partner gets the promotion he's been trying to get for the last couple of years. The world is a scary place at the moment. It feels like every day there's new scary things happening, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about a daily doodle diary. And the other reason is my health has been absolutely awful. I was going to swear again, but I should probably limit the amount I swear in a video. My health has been utterly awful. So hopefully maybe by the end of this video, by the end of this month, I'll have some more exciting things, and not more exciting, maybe by the end of this month, this video, I will have more positive things going on. We will see. I am hopeful. I am so hopeful. Everything's just a bit shit at the moment. Oh well, life goes on. Anyway, this has been a really long ramble. Let's get into trying to fill some of these pages. Oh, I've dropped paper everywhere. I don't know if I will film all of these days. I don't know. They're probably just going to be very sketchy because I am, again, still trying to make designs for apparel. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I had a fair few pages to film one sitting, and I am also working on making art for my apparel business. So I used pages 10 and 11 as very simple sketches, trying to work out how to make someone eating a cherry look good. I rushed these and they were pretty awful. I ended up working the positioning out on the final piece instead. Then, because I want to be drawing a more diverse mix of Chinese people, I used pages 12 and 11 to find plenty of alternative people. I've been crossing off
the days that I've
to do some quick studies
so as you can see in January,
I'm actually really proud of how these came out. Some of them came out looking really similar to the original photo, and some
and then March I did 17, April I did 16, May I did 17, and then June I did 21. So I'm getting back up to nearly close, getting a bit closer, but not quite yet. And then I also have my subscriber counts. So I started the year on 92 YouTube subscribers, and I started the year on 407 Instagram followers. As you can see, my Instagram has kind of been a bit all over the place, and I'm currently on 421. I've been really bad with Instagram. Even when I was doing good with YouTube, I'm always forget to post on Instagram. I'm gonna try and do better on that. But my YouTube has been steadily going up, and I've got 101 more subscribers than I had last year, at the beginning of the year. I have lost one from this month, but that's not really a big deal. Again, I haven't posted in a while. So I had the 30th and 31st of last year, so on those days I did an About Me page and a Hello 2025 page in like a heavy metal kind of font. I really like how this has turned out. I have got better at drawing like a cartoon version of myself, and you'll see that later on in the video. So I went to a car show, and these are a couple of the cars I saw there. I cannot name them except from that one because that is my boyfriend's BMW M4, I think. They probably don't look quite right, but that's okay. And then this page was just mainly a Zentangle and another Zentangle. I started off the year really strong with allowing myself to just do Zentangles on days I wasn't feeling like it, but I forgot about Zentangles until recently, so that helps with not being able to have the energy to necessarily do a drawing every day. And then I saw Nosferatu, which was a really good film. And then this day I didn't have much that I did this day, but I just kind of put the things I did that day. Again, these are all the same kind of little things from the day. And then this was when I finally got given some pain medication after spending the last decade in pain with the doctors not listening to me. I was given amitriptyline, and you'll see in a little bit that didn't work for me. For this one I was inspired by, I can't remember their name, I'll put it on the screen. A rainbow bunny. I love this little ram head I did, it's really cute. And then this was the first time I went back to the gym. I haven't been on my gym grind recently, but getting back to the gym was a really, really big milestone for me with my health problems. And I'm struggling to get back into it after everything that's happened. This was me trying to draw a cat, and then I remembered how much I hate coloured pencils. This is the day that the stair lift was installed at my nan's house for her. And this was, I was having a really bad day this day, so my partner took me out to go to get some Thai food at a place that I absolutely love. And then this was a pretty person on Pinterest, some pointillism on sticky notes. We hid a load of ducks around my mum's house, and she had found, well, we hid 100 ducks, and she had found 85 at this point. Another gym day. And then we went to see Mufasa, the Lion King, which was really cool. It's really glittery because I used glittery gel pens on this page, which is just a kind of hairstyle I found on Pinterest. This is really fun. I did a little, I want to do this again. I did a little, what's the word? Like kind of comic of my day, and this is really fun. Here I just did some quick Pokemon studies and some more. Went to see Flight Risk, which was actually a really good film. It was a really interesting concept because it's pretty much, the entire film is pretty much just 3 people in a plane, and that sounds so boring, but it was incredible. And then some flowers from Pinterest. This is kind of like a doodle page. Another person on Pinterest. This was a really quick one. Another Zentangle, and some, that is actually picking up on camera, some cool weapon designs that I found on Pinterest. If you want any of the pictures I've used as references on my Pinterest, I have a board called Sketchbook Sessions. I put them all in, and I will link that below. This, I found some pictures of vintage pinup, and I did a goth version of it. I tried doing myself, and yet I managed to do my hair the wrong way around. I have a black fringe with red hair. I don't know how I managed to mess up my own hair colour, but there it is. Just some doodles from the day. Some of the gothic cartoon characters I loved as a child. And these were my hero markers, and I was already getting into them. And I love this little cat. He looks so angry. It's so cute. And these were kind of ideas for to add on to another drawing I did. Just some doodles. I will martini. This I drew completely from scratch, and I kind of think it looks a bit like my friend Nikki, but yeah, I didn't use a reference for this, so that was quite cool because it's the first time I've really drawn someone that looks good without a reference. I'm looking at it now, and I don't think it looks as good as it did when I did it, but that's because my art has improved since then. Now, these were meant to be a kind of like gummies, but people think they look like rubber balloons, which I don't mind. I was kind of going for that translucent effect more than anything. And then we had some Chinese, and then I was watching Bailey J, so I just decided to do some art supplies, because this is when she had just launched her art supply collection. And then I did some drawing. I refound my Poscas, and I did some drawing with some Poscas and some glitter glue. Captain America Brave New World. I just quite like this film. You know, it was a standard Captain America film in my eyes. But I'm not a harsh critic when it comes to films, as you can probably tell. I got a new phone because I smashed my old phone. So, yeah, that's some of the packaging for my new phone. I still have the old phone. I'm actually videoing. I use my old phone for videoing now most of the time. My partner got me some flowers for Valentine's Day, which was lovely. I was drawing some cameras, and this person on TikTok did a tutorial on how to do like a fake camera with like some photos that you can pull out for like a scrapbook idea, so I wanted to save that somewhere. I did this from scratch, and it isn't the best, but there you go. I went to see Yumi X6 for the first time ever for their finale tour, farewell tour, which was devastating, and this looks nothing like him, but you know, oh well. I went straight in with a pencil instead of doing a sketch, so that's my fault. And an octopus with 4 legs instead of 8. A little tree I did for a project that is kind of not happening at the moment, possibly in the future. I went to see Heart Eyes, and I loved this. I thought it was a really good concept for a film. Quite original. And then I felt really ill this day. A fairy from scratch. I used a Pinterest reference for this. I really like this one. Some black and white Pokemon studies. So this, I did a random generator online to make a character, and it kind of decided like the different parts you did, and I think she's so cute. I love this. And then me and my partner went to a quiz night, and it was at a cricket club, and a golden duck. Basically, the golden duck winner basically means we came last, but we were also the smallest team and the youngest team, so we didn't necessarily know a lot of the less questions that were catered towards older people. So yeah, this day we went to the gym again. I love these guys. I did this one first, and then I decided I needed to do more of them, so I did all these little wormy guys in slightly rotten fruit, and I think my favourite has to be this dragon fruit. It's so cute. I love these. I would like to turn these into stickers at some point. And then I played Minecraft with my friend, and we kind of got trapped in a lush cave for a while, and my friend was pretty much in a death loop for a while, so that was hilarious. And then I just drew some glowberries in like a pixel art thing, but I didn't really have the right pencil colours for it. I was feeling a bit nihilistic that day. I went to see Marching Powder, and this is probably the first film I've watched I gave it 1 star. Nothing was concluded. There was no real consequences to anything that happened to the main character in the movie, and I feel like it was just glorifying cocaine, really. Like, it shows the nitty-gritty, but then it kind of ended it by glorifying it, pretty much, which I grew up around a lot of drugs, and I don't agree with that. And then this is the first independent market of the year, and got some cookie dough pie and a shawarma wrap, I think. And these cookie dough pies are incredible. My partner's been obsessed with them since. I can't technically eat them because I'm lactose intolerant, but I've got lactose meds, so I have eaten some of these, and they do occasionally do vegan ones, so they are incredible, and they're not great for the diet though. This was a concept drawing. I was just trying to, I don't know what's happening with these faces, but this did get turned into a full piece, which I'm really proud of. And then this is just lots of Pinterest portraits. There's some portraits of my friend Nikki. This was a concept idea that again has got turned into a big place. Me and my partner, all we did that day was go and get Starbucks, and my name is not spelled right, which is not a surprise. This is the first day where I haven't done anything. This is when my dad was back, and because it was Mother's Day the weekend or the weekend before, I can't remember, my nan wanted to go put some flowers on her parents' grave, so we went there, and we also went for a hot chocolate, so that's that. Now these are some I went back to because I fell down a rabbit hole of researching runes, because I do want to do some art with runes in it, but I want to understand the runes I'm using. So I have done a little bit of research here. I'm pretty sure I did this in June, possibly. There's more later on in the book. And then, yeah, empty pages. I basically just didn't want to leave too many empty pages because I feel like it's a waste of paper, but I also have not had the energy to go back and fill all of this, and I probably won't now. I went to go see the Minecraft movie, which this was literally 2 days after my nan died, and it was well needed. It was such a silly movie, and I had so much fun with it. And the next day my partner went for a haircut, and I went to Spoons to see my friend who has moved away, because it was their birthday and my birthday is not long after theirs. So it was really nice to see them, especially, you know, after not seeing after my nan dying. And then we had a barbecue at my partner's place the next day, and then again empty. This is like a patchwork duck idea that I haven't done anything with. These are some more ideas. This one has again been turned into a big piece. And this was my birthday. This was a really low effort drawing, as you can probably tell. I did not space this out properly, and the R looks like an A. So again, another fish, and a concept that hasn't come to anything, and a little quote that I found. And here we are, back to the rune, what's it called, research. So I've done quite a bit of research into runes, and this is a concept piece that I haven't made into anything more than this yet, but I think I want there to be runes around the outside, which is where I then fell into the rabbit hole of researching the runes. This was not drawn on the day, but this is the day of my nan's funeral, and I just wanted it to be in here. I had a picture of my nan's flowers, and I drew that. I didn't have a picture of I just found a random picture of a casket, and yes, I have used My Chemical Romance lyrics for my nan's funeral. I'm an emo. What's new? More blank pages. Okay, and this was a 5-minute sketch because I really didn't feel like drawing anything, but I needed to because I hadn't done anything for this yet. And we watched Thunderbolts, and again, I really love this, but it's quite funny. Ending is really annoying. It's good, it's just not what you want to happen at the end. And then these two little cuties, again with my alcohol markers. So my mum bought tickets for me to go see this thing called Vampires Rock Eternal Love. She thought it was a musical, and I was going into it the musical. She couldn't come in the end, so I went with my partner who hates musicals and much more hates pantos, which this was a mixture of a musical and a panto, and the story didn't make much sense, but it was funny, so I never got around to drawing anything for it though. And then these are some very loose concepts that I still want to work on, but not like this. I spent the day at the cricket club with my partner while he was practicing cricket, so I just drew some cricket and then some stars. I'm realising the colours I chose make it kind of look a bit American patriotic, which I'm very much not. That is meant to be a purple. I'm not American either. Until Dawn, this was an incredible movie, a head fuck, such a good movie. And then I was at cricket again, and I drew some trees, some more Pokemon, what's the word? Pokemon studies. I was feeling some kind of way this day, clearly. No more said. More blank pages. This is a tattoo idea I had for my nan because she grew tulips for me in her garden. And I probably will go with this, and I've kind of worked out where I want to put it, kind of next to my fairy tattoo. A rose that I never did anything more with. And then we went to go see Sinners. And this was an incredible movie. Up until halfway. And then I feel like it feels like the second half was written by AI. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed it, but the vampire thing made no sense. I don't know why they didn't stick with more traditional folklore for, you know, black folklore, considering it's about black people and slavery. The vampires thing felt a bit disjointed, but it was a good movie. I was just expecting a different outcome from it. You can't really see it, but this is just a quick sketch of something I want to do in my Draw Your Own Adventure book. These are some more sketches I did while I was watching cricket, inspired by my wormy guy things. I did these from memory, I think, because I didn't have any signal. I didn't have any 4G. Smoking gal, because I smoke. It's not something I encourage, but there you go. Some poster bottles I drew. And then I did some references from Noguchi. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but on TikTok. They do some really good like videos where you can like pause them and use them as references, and I love this one. I'm so happy with how this one came out. This day I finally accepted that I should probably start taking electrolytes, because I've been told by doctors I probably have POTS, but they said that a diagnosis isn't important, so I'm not going to get a diagnosis, but it's self-management. So I've been doing the extra salt and the drinking lots, and it helps. But having electrolytes has been really helping me stay hydrated easier, because it helps you actually absorb the water better if you have issues absorbing the water like I do. So this was me just kind of researching different ones and working out the prices and stuff. I think this was a reference photo, I'm not sure. These are again some art ideas for some future videos possibly. We went to see Ballerina, the John Wick one, and I really enjoyed it. It was really good. I spent the first like 10-15 minutes confused because we'd gone to the cinema for a ballerina film, and I'd remember wanting to go watch a vampire ballerina film earlier on in the year, and that's like not in the cinema anymore, but for some reason I thought this was, so I kept waiting for the vampires to happen, and then I realized it was John Wick, and I was like, I remember the trailer for this now, and I'm realizing this isn't the vampire ballerina film. So I was really confused for the first little bit, but no, it makes sense now. This was just, I was just playing around with like smushing paint together, in all honesty, and then I made a little, this is an offcut, and I just made a little, oh my god, I'm so out of words today, landscape from it. And then this is more of the smushing paint art that I did. As you can see, I've refound my Poscas, and I did some bugs. This is a scarab beetle, and I really struggled to get the colours I needed because I'm a bit limited with the Poscas. This one I really enjoyed how it came out though. And then here, this is, I love how I drew myself, and so this I saw on Pinterest, I think, or possibly TikTok, a triangle diary where you just do 4 quadrants and then you draw like a little bit from a couple of days. So that day I dyed my hair, made smoothies. Me and my partner have got back into a smoothie kick, which is really nice. I'm trying to get that fibre in us because protein's good, but fibre is so much more important, and it keeps you regular. My partner's best friend's 30th birthday, and then they showed me that they had a death hawk moth, or whatever it's called, like a taxidermy one, and in their gaming room, and that was so cool. I had a go at, for this one, I had a go at doing some like folk art, but I didn't draw it out first. I kind of just went straight in, so that it's meant to be symmetrical, which why I went in without drawing something symmetrical, I don't know, but that just means it doesn't really work very well because it's not, the proportions aren't right. That's what I'm trying to say. And then we went to see 28 Days Later, which was a re-release in the cinema, because I thought I hadn't watched any of them, and then I realised watching 28 Days Later that I have watched it, but I'd completely forgotten what happened, so that was really cool. I spent the day with my friend and her daughter, and we went to a street market, and there was some rain, and so she kept running around in the puddles and got soaking wet. She's so adorable. And here is a little magical kind of study I did of the place, I think. And then I started I got really into stained art for a little bit, and I still am. So, but I just don't understand how stained glass works, so I've been doing some studies, and so this is the first one I did. The proportions, if you see the actual photo, aren't quite right, but I still think it looks quite good. And then some more really quick Pokemon studies. I don't know if anyone else has got the TCG Pokemon game, well, card collecting game app, and I've been playing that, and I've got over 1,000 cards now, and these were my pulls for that day. The combi was a full art card, and I love those. And then this day I got diagnosed with a stomach ulcer because I thought my stomach issues were just an IBS flare-up. And then the night before this night, I'd had a cider for dinner. No, I had a spicy dinner with a cider, which spicy food and alcohol are the worst things you can have for a stomach ulcer. And I was in utter agony in bed, and my partner was like, "You're going to the doctors tomorrow." So I went to the doctors the next day, and they were like, "You've got a stomach ulcer." And I was like, okay. We did the cultures. It's not the bacterial version, it's the NSAIDs, so ibuprofen caused, which makes sense because a couple of weeks before I'd had a flare-up of my pain, and I was on my period, so I was taking, the maximum dose of ibuprofen for quite a few days in a row, and that clearly caused it. And then we went to go see 28 Days Later. So I watched 28 Months Later earlier that day because we found my partner actually had the CD, DVD, not CD, Jesus, which I hadn't seen before, and that was really good. And then we went to watch 28 Years Later, and it was such a good film. It did not go how I was expecting. If you've seen the trailer, I think the trailers are misleading on purpose, but it's such a good film. And it looks like they've already got like 3 films in the making to be released in the next couple of years, which I'm so excited for, because this isn't, because I often find that if they start doing like extra films years later, it's normally a cash grab. This is clearly, they waited this long because they didn't have any ideas, and now they've suddenly got a load of really cool ideas. And I love it. It was such a good film. I probably could have rated it 5 stars, to be honest. I feel like I remember there's one bit, which is why I was like, I can't give it the full 5 stars, but I can't remember what that was. But so clearly it wasn't that important, but I loved this, and this is such a creepy and cool scene. And then this day I just decided I had no idea what to do, so I just did some animals with no references. Some of these are better than others, with gel pens that were dying on me. And then I did another Zentangle. And here is a plan for my Draw Your Own Adventure, which isn't out yet, so maybe, spoilers. And then I should do another study of some more stained glass artists. And I found some more contemporary ones that aren't necessarily, the traditional church ones. And this is a Somerset-based artist, which, if you don't know, I'm from Somerset, which is really cool. And I love this one. I didn't do a great job of it, but yeah, these are really cool. And I didn't actually think about it there, but I'm assuming this one is based off of Glastonbury tour, which I love Glastonbury. And then I did this one, which is not finished, which is why it isn't glued in. As you can see, it's like partially done. I just haven't had time to get to it, really. I've just been busy. And as you can see, that is the last one. We are up to July now, so I'm hoping I can get back on track with this. It's just a case of getting that motivation, but yeah, that's the tour done. Thanks. So that's the entire sketchbook tour. What do you think? Do you think it's a fail? I think it is a fail, but it also isn't. But thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.